Hello everyone and welcome back to another Decksploration. Since we are in that lull between major sets, there's not a whole lot that I could think of that I wanted to do for the advanced video for this week, so instead we're doing a Decksploration of an archetype I just have no idea what they do for hire. All I know is that this is a Link archetype. They've got all sorts of different types, anthros, all that stuff, but I have no idea what their actual game plan is, and they just recently got some new support, so I figured it's time to check them out. So starting off in no particular order, actually, you know what, let's look at the extra deck first. Since we're a Link deck, I kind of figure there's not a whole lot of specifics going on in the main, and the game plan probably will come together out of the sideboard here. So we'll start with Keel here for no particular reason. So this guy's a Sea Serpent. Yeah, they are all kinds of types and attributes too, right? Yeah, no, light, earth. That's actually kind of cool because that means that you could play them with other archetypes that care about having multiple attributes. I'm thinking specifically like just Arms of Gen X Return 0 cares about that, so if you could, synchro with them somehow. Just something to think about. If this card is Link summoned, you can set one spell or trap. Setting is infinitely better than adding to hand. Or Fandora, I think that's one of the field spells. I think they have two for some reason. They have like an old one and a new one. But you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except for hires. Oh, okay, so they are a hard locking deck. Understood. If you're playing for hire, you're playing for hire. Then during the opponent's turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard and special summon a for hire from your hand. Interesting. Then if the opponent controls a monster with the highest attack on the field, you can summon another one. So he actively wants you to have lower attack than the opponent's monsters, and obviously you care about summoning your main deck monsters on the opponent's turn for some reason, be that their own interactions, or maybe they have like a quick link that you want to do or something like that. Next up is Donner. I've seen this one used on occasion, but I still don't know what it does. Target a monster for hire you control and a monster your opponent controls, destroy them. You contribute a monster, special summon a for hire from hand or graveyard with a different original name than the tributed monster. Then if you tributed a link, you can summon another. That's not a quick effect, which isn't great. So it's just like target itself, target an opponent's monster, destroy them. That seems power crept at this point. But the tributing to summon two from grave is fine. Like you're always tributing this, I have to guess, and then you can summon two from grave. God, you can only use one effect. That doesn't seem great because you're using two materials to get to two materials, but maybe there's some mechanic I'm missing here. Like maybe they foolish themselves, so you're trading two materials where you've used the mechanic to get to two materials where you haven't. Who knows? And then full goes the big boss. 3 monsters, different types, cannot be used as link material. If this card is link summon, you can special summon it for hire with a different... Oh yeah, because you have to use all 3 with different types. Ooh. With a different type from the 3 used for the summon from deck and defense. That makes the different types make a little bit more sense, but you have to use 3 and then summon a different one. That's rough. If a card your opponent controls is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can draw a card. Then if you control 3 or more for hires with different names, draw 2 more. Okay, so that immediately... This is the card that feels like it ties it all together. So you're trying to make him with 3 particular monsters to go get a different one, I'm sure. And then I guess the deck is built on destroying things. This guy doesn't do that, but Donner does. And when you destroy something, you can draw up to 3 cards, which is an insane benefit to just like doing what you're already trying to do. So I'm gonna guess that's the crux of the deck, is make Folgo summon out a guy that has maybe like a quick effect pop or something, because I'm not seeing a lot of disruption. To be fair, some of these are not bad as going second cards, but I don't think this is a purely going second deck. I don't know. Let's jump into... I don't know, there's a lot of monsters. Let's look at the spells next, because they have at least one field spell, and field spells tend to matter a lot to a deck that has them. So we'll start with Mayhem. Okay, so yeah, it's... If I had to guess, it seems like the main deck monsters are going to have destruction effects and things like that when summoned, because Mayhem's just a reborn. It's a quick play, which means they want you using it on the opponent's turn. Folgo cares about cards being destroyed on the opponent's turn. You get to draw multiple cards. That starts to make sense even without looking at the main deck monsters. If they don't have a bunch of stuff that triggers, like on special summon disruption for the opponent, then I don't know what we're doing here. So next up is Rookie, another quick play. Tribute a monster, special summon a different one from hand or deck, whose level is one higher or lower than the tributed one, and you cannot attack the turn you activate this, except with for higher. Yeah, so again, hard lock. They want you playing for higher. But same thing, though. It's a quick play. It lets you summon out a guy on the opponent's turn. Again, I'm going to guess that's to trigger some special summon effect that's probably Disruption. Whirlwind, another quick play. If you control no monsters, special summon a for hire from deck. If they control 2 or more, you can special summon a different... Wait, not even a different one. You can do the same one. That's kind of interesting. But you cannot special summon except for hires. If you would discard, you can banish this instead of discarding. So there might be a discard sub-theme similar to Ice Barriers then, because that's this kind of effect. But again, it's a quick play that special summons, though I assume you're trying to do this one on your turn more so. But it's really neat that this is like a going second card. If your opponent controls 2 monsters, in draw phase, you can summon out 2, and then you get their triggers before you can get drolled and things like that, which is really neat. I like this kind of card. Then we're on to the field spells. So Fandora, I think, is the older one, if I had to guess. During your draw phase, before you draw, you can give up your normal draw to Rhoda for hire. That's actually pretty cool. I like that effect. If you control 5 or more for hire monsters with different names, you can send this to the grave to destroy all cards your opponent controls, but they take no damage. Yeah, so again, like, it doesn't feel like it's necessarily a going second deck, but there's a lot of going second bits strewn throughout. Like, if you manage to build your board, you can then just wipe the opponent's board, and you can't kill them, but obviously that's like a huge swing. The Rhoda on draw phase is really cool, but it's not good, because the first time this could possibly be used is turn 3. Like, you'd have to go first, activate this, it would have to survive the opponent's turn, and then you get a Rhoda. And at that point, if this has survived that long, it's win more. So, I don't think it's terribly good. But I do really like that effect. Then we've got, I think, the newer field spell, Fandora the Flying Fight. Wait. Oh, this wasn't a for hire. I haven't seen just like a spell trap. Well, this specifically lists Fandora, so that's fine. That's kind of interesting. Maybe the monsters like search specifically for hires and it couldn't search this, which is why on the newer one they put the text that this is treated as a for hire. Don't know. So for hires, you control gain attack for each for hire with a different name. That's okay, just makes your board really big, because clearly we're trying to swarm out these names in this deck already. You can use each of the following once. During main phase, you can add, then discard. So the Rhoda pops back up, but in a much more modern form in this one, where you can just do it in main phase instead of needing to wait until your next draw phase, but you have to discard a card for it. That's not a big deal, because we've already seen an archetypal monster reborn. If a face-up monster for hire you control is destroyed, you can summon a different one from deck. That is once per turn, but that's still really good. It just turns your whole board into floaters, and if, like I'm assuming, whatever you float into has an on-summon disruption, that's pretty good. We'll do the traps while we're here. Training for hire for all your training needs. I saw this one during the pre-release and got a laugh out of it just because the name is so insane. Training for hire for all your training needs. It's continuous. If something is destroyed, you can target one, special summon a different one from deck with a lower level once per turn. That's okay. Like, again, I like decks that float. Like, haymakers are important to have in the game, but I don't think they should always be like instantly win. Like a dark hole that always destroys the entire opponent's board, no questions asked, is an overpowered card, but also a monster that just says your monsters can't be destroyed is an overpowered card. So I think like floating into something after a board wipe is a good in between, and I really like monsters that float for that reason because I think they are fair, balanced, and a lot more cool and interactive than just saying you can't interact with me. And last up, the new trap: furtive techniques for hire for all your ultimate moves. Target. So this one's not continuous. Target face-up cards on the field up to the number of monsters for hire you control with different names. Destroy, or if you controlled at least one each of a level 8 or higher, so we're going to have a high-level sub-theme, and level 3 or link 3 or higher, you can banish them instead. So processing this, if you have a level 8 and a link 3, and those are the only monsters you have on field, you get to banish 2. If you've got 5 that aren't links or are like level 5 or whatever, you get to destroy 5. So it's modular. You would rather have the banish in the vast majority of cases, but just the fact that it can be a destroy 5 in certain cases, or destroy 4 or even 3, is really, really strong. And then if a level 8 or higher or link 3 or higher for higher is summoned to your field while this is in the grave, you can add this back. Ooh, recursion. We love recursion. So that is for turn 3. So it seems like it's this kind of gives Sword Soul, where you're trying to get into a grind game and you have an advantage there, but to get there, you have some going second tools to help like break the board and force that grind game on the opponent, which is cool. I think that's a pretty cool play style where it's not break the board and immediately kill you going second, and it's not set up an infinite negate board where I automatically win going first, but it's just like, hey, let's slow this down and actually play some Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I have the advantage. Notably, I guess I'm going to move training for hire. I'm probably not going to play that one. This one is a high enough quality trap. You probably play one if it's searchable. I'm assuming it's searchable. This guy's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I'll leave it in here. It might see play. We'll see. And then we got to get into the bulk of it, which is going to be the monsters. So we'll go over Wiz first for no particular reason. If this card is special summon, you gain a bunch of life, and when they activate a spell or trap, you can discard to negate. Okay, that's pretty much exactly what I was assuming. So the special summon life gain obviously doesn't matter that much, but you're going to be special summoning on your turn and your opponent's turn, so you might get that like multiple times, and maybe this gets out of control. But otherwise, you're just trying to summon this on the opponent's turn. It's Spellcaster, okay, so that's... Are they all different types, Beast War? No, they're not all completely different types, but they're close. Like, you have the vast majority of types in this deck. So it doesn't seem too hard to make Fulgo, and it doesn't seem too hard to swap out, which one was it? This guy, Rookie, swap out basically anything for this, and then you have a Spell Trap negate, which is good. Like, this is a good card. Unfortunately, it's a level 7, so it's a brick in hand, to the best of my knowledge. We have ways to discard and then ways to summon from grave, so I guess that's the plan with a high-level monster like Wiz. Okay, next up is Seal, who is a dark beast warrior. This one's level 4, so you can normal summon it. They really had to sneak that foot into frame, didn't they? During your main phase, you can special summon a monster for hire from your hand, except this. If a monster for hire is special summoned to the field while you control this, you can target something in your grave and add it back to hand. Lots of value going on here. Lots of like recycling from hand, drawing free cards. Again, fits in the theme of going second and like having an advantage in a simplified board state. This guy's probably pretty good. You can just special summon from hand. It's a normal summonable, so that's a way to get Wiz out. Not too bad. What's Dinah got? Dinah is, if this card is special summon, you can banish cards from your opponent's graveyard. Monsters your opponent controls cannot target other things for attack except this guy, and he's relatively large. First one I'm not super hype on. Like, Banish from Grave is a sideboard effect in the majority of cases, barring like DD Crows in main in Genesis, just because you don't have points for anything else. I think this is a sideboard card at best. Recon, level 2 Beast. During your main phase, you can special summon from hand. Oh, I wonder if that's just like an archetypal mechanic that a lot of them have, is special summon from hand. Would make sense with all of the effects on special summon. If a monster for hire is special summon while you control this, you can pop a back row. Actually, not even just a back row, you can pop a set monster as well, however often that comes up. So yeah, again, this one seems like it's probably important just to summon from the hand. I don't know how many of these effects we're going to have, but like if we're going to have high level ones, and we just cursory glance, we definitely have a good number of high level ones. We want a way to summon them from hand. So we're going to leave you in for now. Let's look at Raphael, I guess, just spelled odd. If this card is special summon, you can excavate the top cards of your deck up to the number of monsters for hire you control with different names, and if you do, add one to hand, then shuffle the rest back in. So you summon this, you have 3, you get to look at the top 3. What's the card that does that? There's a Speedroid that does that I used to use in some decks. I digress. If you do that, add 1 to hand, shuffle the rest back in. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can discard a card to negate the activation. So this is your monster negate to go with the spell trap negate. These guys are the way that you summon these out from hand, and both of these have advantage on summon. So technically, Raphael is like a +1 in most cases, then you discard 1 for this, so it like just goes net neutral. But that's card filtering either way, which is pretty cool. Then we've got Bravo. During main phase, special summon from hand. Cool, love it. If a monster for hire is special summon, you can have everything else get bigger. That is probably the weakest of these 3 so far, but again, we might just need that effect in significant quantities. Helmer has the same text. If a monster for hire is special summoned to your field while you control this, you can discard to draw. Anyone who's played enough Magic can tell you discard to draw is infinitely worse than draw than discard, because if you draw first then discard a card, you can just pitch the card you drew if it was the worst card in your hand. If you have to discard first, you have a chance to draw into something worse than what you discarded, which kind of sucks, but like it's not bad if you want cards in the graveyard. The thing is that it doesn't seem like we want a ton of cards in the graveyard. We have a couple of ways to summon them out. I mean, yeah, no, Keel summons from hand. This guy, Donner. Yeah, Donner can summon from grave, which seems fine. But, like, we're not super graveyard focused, it doesn't seem like. So, pitching something, not the highest priority, I don't think. Sagita is, I assume that's Sagita. If this card is special summoned, you can inflict 500 for each monster for hire you have, and they can't target anything else. That seems pretty mediocre. I mean, targeting protection's fine, and maybe we just need the boss monster name, but not super high on it. Look at Beat. You can special summon from hand. If a monster is special summoned while this is on field, you can Rhoda. Okay, so Beat's like the most important one of these guys. Then we've got Donpa, same thing. Okay, so we can definitely afford to be choosy with which ones we're playing that summon from hand, just because there are so many of this effect, and this one can destroy on summon, which seems good. Notably, not that many of these say destroy. I figured we'd have a lot more effects like that with Folgo here. Only a couple more. We got Philo, who can special summon from hand, and if something is, you can summon from grave, and it does not negate the effects. That's crazy. That's actually really good. That's a much better reason to put something in the graveyard now, so that's probably like the second best of these. Donpa does not deserve to be right there. Probably something like this order of which ones are best, so we'll probably end up cutting like I don't know. Actually, no, how much better? I don't know. We'll definitely end up cutting a couple of these. I'm just not sure which yet. Almost certainly Bravo, which sucks because he's pretty cool looking. I digress. We got two more. So Rex, I know this one's like pretty new, I think. I think Rex Freight is pretty new. I'm not sure. If this card is normal or special, you can add a spell trap from deck to hand during the main phase. If you control a monster for hire, you can banish this card from grave, then target one in your grave and special summon it. That's really good in a link deck because you're rotating a spell and then just linking this guy off. And then on the opponent's turn, you can get a special summon effect, which is really tight. This guy is he's not one of these three types, but he's definitely important and will see a play at 3 of. Then lastly, we've got Rex Ride for Hire. You can reveal this card in your hand. Oh, Rex grew up. You can reveal this card in your hand, special summon one monster for hire from hand, then special summon this card, and if a card is added from deck to your opponent's hand, except by a card for effect for hire. God, they had to make the text weird for these ones, huh? And you control another for hire, you can draw a card. If a card is added from the deck to your opponent's hand, except by a card effect for hire. So that just draws you one on draw phase. And you can only use this. Wait. You can only use the special summon once per turn. If a card is added from the deck to your opponent's hand except by a card effect for hire, you can draw one. So you can just draw every time the opponent draws or searches, draw phase or otherwise. Not gonna lie, that's pretty fucked up. That's a pretty fucked up card right there. I love it. Okay. Well, the good news this week is it seems like I'm not really going to have to look through other archetypes or for external synergies. There's, like, I can't play Tri-Brigades because while we have the Tri-Brigade types, we have other stuff. I can't play Dinosaur support because we don't have, like, we have non-dinosaurs. Spellcaster only gets us one thing. So I think we're really just building a deck with these cards and probably some non-engine. So I'm going to go figure that out, and you guys will see me back here in just a second with a fully playable deck, hopefully. So looking at it, this is where I'm at the moment. I've taken out Dinah, probably not very good. Bravo's definitely the weakest of the from-hand summoners. Seal seems worse now that we have read the other from-hand summoners. I don't think we need training. Maybe you play one training, but I'm going to try without it. I don't think you need the old Fandora. I think it's rather bad. And I'm going a little bit of a like blind second-esque route just because I find that pretty fun in a deck that can actually do so. It seems like the crux of the deck to me is going to be Rex, and so we want to play as many copies of cards that can get us to Rex as possible, just because otherwise it looks like we're normaling Philo and then activating the special from hand, and if that's interrupted, we're just like done for the turn. Rex is our one big card that lets us extend past that. I'm debating throwing in, I know you guys are probably tired of seeing it from me and everywhere else, but MST as an engine, just because all of these links just require two monsters with different types, and the Typhoons, the engine of the Typhoons at least, is you can play a Beast Warrior, a Beast, and a Fairy, and Beast and Beast Warrior have synergy in here anyway. Arguable, not really. They're types that the deck is playing, but not really ones that have inherent synergy. But, like, that's just 3 different monster types that can get you to links as special summons that can help break a board, so it feels like it fits. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what last 2 cards to throw in the extra deck here. It's kind of hard to figure out anything we could Xyz or Synchro summon with, just because all of the levels are weird and we don't have a tuner. We can, I guess, make threes, especially because we're including the Typhoon engine that I've stuck in here. I don't know. What's a good generic three? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go Typhon, just because we can't. Actually, we could rock a Zeus package thanks to the Radiant Typhoon engine. We, like, pop the back row, then special summon these guys out, go into a 3, go into Zeus, and then Rex. That, like, fits with the overall game plan of breaking and simplifying a board and then doing really well there, so maybe that's what we'll do. Okay, so I threw in Totem Bird, a Zeus package. Those are mostly just, well, almost entirely just for the Radiant Typhoon stuff. We've got Axis Code Talker to help us close out a game, which we can make. It's going to be always a 2-link in this. I think that's fine. Yeah, because we can't use Folgo. That's not a huge deal. 4,300 is still large, and then we can banish stuff to pop the board. Underworld Goddess helps take care of any problematic towers. But it mostly seems like the bulk of it's going to be Keel, Dawn, or Folgo, and that's because both Keel and, which one's the other one? Whirlwind lock us, but those are the only 2 cards that lock us, and they're a rest of turn lock. While I would love to play Whirlwind at 3, I don't think that's particularly conducive with the Typhoon engine, which I think does have a lot of synergy because it gives you 2 to 3 different bodies to summon out these guys. And then Visions can pitch quick plays, which the For Hires have quite a few of, alongside Forbidden Droplet, MST itself. So we're, a bit of a going second style of deck, which I think is okay. What else did I do? I put a lot of the For Hires down to 1, just because they are cards that we can summon from decks, so I don't think we have... Like, we don't need 3 of these guys, and a lot of them are fine to draw, they're just not as good as, say, Beat. Beat, I think, is the best of the summon from hand ones, and then we've got just a variety with, like, Helmer at 1, Philo at 1. I think I wouldn't mind having Philo at 2, or at 3, but the deck is already 46 cards, and I don't really want to cut more out of here. My only concern is maybe we can't play the Typhoon engine and we just have to go all in on the For Hires, but let's go do some hands and just see how this feels. Actually, no. First up, let's figure out a 1 card for the deck. It's going to be Rex. I'm, like, certain it's going to be Rex. This doesn't feel the most like a 1-card combo deck, but we'll, feel it out. Rex looks like he should get us there. Except the problem is we have to have no monsters for this. Maybe we just don't play Whirlwind at all if we're playing it only at 1, because you have to have no monsters, which sucks. Well, it's not that bad, because you can just discard it for Visions. I think that we're gonna need a discard, because I think the next step is Fandora, maybe? I don't know, let's try Rookie while we're here. We'll go Rookie, Tribute, what's our search off of this? Yeah, it's just like Beat, but that doesn't do anything. Okay, so let's go just like add another card to discard and see what we can do there. Normal summon Rex, Rex effect, add Fandora, activate Fandora, effect to search a monster and discard. So I think it's always going to be Rex. The problem is you have to have another For Hire in hand to summon off Rex. So maybe this deck just literally doesn't have 1-card combos. Because we've already normaled. We can't get anybody else out without having another guy. Interesting. Discard. If you pop something, summon from deck. Yeah, that's interesting. This deck just literally doesn't 1-card. Huh. Because we add him and then discard, but we have to have another card to reveal off of Rex. Okay, well, let's see if the Typhoons give us a 1-card here, just out of curiosity, because they get us to Keel, and Keel feels probably like it should get us there from that point. We'll go Eldum, add Swen, special summon the Swen, Swen add Just in case we need the extra body, I'll get Chant here. And then we can go... Let's see, this is Donner where you contribute, but that summons from hand or grave, so that's not helpful here. Heal sets a guy. Oh no, because it's on the opponent's turn that it banishes to summon. Interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 2 for Heal. Heal effect to set... not Rookie. We'll set Fandora. We haven't normal summoned yet. We'll activate the Fandora effect. So we're going to get to summon... Oh no, because we needed 3 bodies. Right, you can't link Climb to Folgo. It has to be 3 different types automatically. So theoretically we're using Beast, Beast Warrior, and Fairy for that. So what can we summon out? We can get Rex. Rex adds a spell trap, which we could use to special summon a different one. Maybe get, like, Wiz or something. Well, maybe this is correct anyways. So let's go Rex. Normal summon Rex, Rex effect to add. We can add not Whirlwind, it's got to be Rookie, I think. Yeah. Then we can go Rookie, Tribute Heal, to summon something that we aren't gonna keep. There's nothing good there. Right? Like if I go Rookie... Wait, what? Special... Oh, it has to have a level. So let's tribute Eldum, see what we can get. Yeah, nothing amazing. But then we can go into Folgo effect to summon from deck. What's this one? Oh, you're the one you can add or summon a guy from grave. Interesting. So we should actually have done what we just did, but tribute the Rex to get one of the big guys, because then we can summon it back off of the Rex. That's important. And then we can summon another big guy off of this one, which gives us, what, 3 pieces of disruption, give or take? There's no good way to really search. Well, actually, we can go Raphael here. Yeah, so we'll... And we could have gone Raphael off. Okay, so I know how to do the combo now. We're going to do it one more time, and it's going to look professional. Trust me. So we're going to special out Eldum. Eldum effect to add Swen. We can special summon the Swen. Swen effect to add Chant. Chant to get Megala. Summon out the Megala. This is why I pre-record combos, because it's just so much slower to have to like click through everything. It's still correct to go Keel, I want to say. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll go 2 for Keel. Keel effect. Add Fandora, or set Fandora, which is infinitely better. Use Fandora effect. This one's going to add us anything. The trick is, if we get Rex, we're going to have to tribute a 2. It's still got to be correct, though, to go Rex. Pitch the Eldum, normal summon Rex, Rex effect. Add Rookie. Rookie contribute. Yeah, that's the problem, is just the level on Rookie. The level requirement. So, like, we contribute my guy here, but it has to be... I was thinking it was a different type, but this one is a level higher or lower. We don't have a level 1 we really want to get, and we don't have a level 4. Is there something... Is there a level 1 or 4 we want? Okay, Seal. I'm going to swap out Recon for Seal just for, like, level options then. That kind of matters, it feels like. But yeah, no, that kind of sucks. There's, like, nothing... There's no way to get to a second from deck disruption with this combo, just because there's no good thing to, like, tribute summon off of the quick play spell. That's okay, we'll figure it out. We'll make it work best as we can. Then we can go Rookie. What happens if I tribute Rex? What do we have for options here? Oh, we have a 3 or a 1. That's better options. Um, issue is, well, we can go beat. I think I get this. Well, you can special summon 2 from Grave, and it doesn't special summon in defense, so you can summon links, actually. So I guess here we go, these 2 for Donner, which triggers the beat. Beat can add to hand. Rex, do you add back to hand or summon? No, you special summon. We love that about you. But I would also like to add Rex and then summon someone from hand. I wonder if beat was incorrect. Probably not. Beat's got to be the right call. So I'll just add Rex on speculation that we can add another guy back. And that's... Oh, okay, so if we needed to, Rex could add someone back to hand to summon out the beat. Oh, wait, no, because we can just summon beat off, or Rex off of beat on field right now. Okay. So there's probably, honestly, more we could do. Well, let's tribute Donner, summon back a couple of guys. 1, and special summon a second. The Keel. That gives us 3 names to go into Folgo. Yeah, Rex was honestly probably incorrect because you can get more value off of not doing Rex here. But that's okay, we'll do that. Oh, and our guys are giant because of the field spell, that's pretty cool. And then we can go 1, 2, 3 for the used guys into Folgo. This deck is a lot more involved than I thought it'd be. And I don't think any of this works off of the for hires themselves as a 1 card. It's just our guys, the Typhoons, making it work. So we'll go, yes, Raphael. It's not going to hit anything because it's a rigged game, but, you know, oh, right, it hits the Rex. That's fine, whatever. And then we can go Rex, summon back a guy at quick effect speed. I don't know. We can also summon 2 from Keel. That's not really disruptions here. So right now we've got a monster negate, unfortunately not a monster negate and destroy, which won't trigger the Folgo. We draw 7 million cards off of Rex. We want to do anything else here? Probably not. Like, I see how we can get to at least like 1 more disruption off of doing this combo, which makes me think that the Typhoons were definitely a good call, as long as we still end up with enough for hires in our opening hand. Otherwise, we might have to cut down the numbers of them. Okay, so from here, again, from the top, I think I got the combo. So we're going to tribute the Rex, go get beat here, and then we can go 2 into Donner. That's going to trigger the beat to add, and we are going to be able to special summon this one from hand. I don't think Rex Ride is correct. The trick here is that we've got a few options. It might be Raphael, because in the event that we have another for hire in hand, he protects the rest of the combo. I think that's arguably going to be correct in most cases. The trick is that we want a destruction as well, because that'll trigger Folgo. So I'm thinking Donpa is also kind of important to put on board, so I'm going to add him and then summon him out. So then we've got Donpa, we can go Donner, tribute self, get back 2 materials again. Go 1, 2, 3 for... Oh, wait. Yeah, that would have triggered Donpa. That's not that important, though. Go 1, 2, 3, 4 Folgo, which... We don't care about the Donpa trigger right here, but Folgo's going to trigger to summon another one from deck. So what we've got set up right now is Rex on the opponent's main phase, summon back, I don't know, someone. I don't think it really matters in this setup who, to trigger the Donpa to pop a card to trigger Folgo to draw 2 or 3? Yeah, 3 cards, because we'll have 3 names at that point, so we'll just draw 3 freaking cards off that, which is insane. Then maybe at some point we can banish Keel to summon 1 or 2 of the cards that we drew off of the Folgo. So that is a pop, and then possibly just more if we draw into the right stuff. Right here, we're going to get another disruption. It's just which one is it? It could be Sagita, which makes our stuff untargetable, or it could be discard for a negate of some kind. I guess I'll go Sagita here. That's fine. What does she do on summon? Oh, she burns for 15. So it's probably honestly the dragon that excavates just to hope to find more gas. But you know, that's not bad. The end board's flexible. We've got a pop and a draw 3, and our stuff is untargetable. So that's fine. I think that's fine in a deck that's just trying to, like, survive for a while. We also just make a big board. We put a bunch of stuff out on the opponent's turn. For example, let's just see that for funsies. We'll go Rex. Rex can add to hand, right? Or special summon it if it's a monster. Okay, so we're summoning out Donner. No, it's Beat, because Beat will get us more follow-up just by being on board. So we can summon Beat. That triggers Donpa to pop their card, which triggers Fulgo to draw 3. And then we can go Keel to summon out a couple of funny haha guys from the hand. So we'll trigger, yeah. So, kind of like branded style, we can just summon 7.5 million bodies on the field, even if they're not really necessarily doing anything. I would have loved to have the trap, but it doesn't really fit into the one card because the deck barely does one cards in the first place. Wait, why? Oh, right, he doesn't have the biggest thing on field, so maybe we shouldn't have summoned the Rex and we should have summoned the Fulgo so we could keep drawing more cards. But, you know, generally that's how this is gonna work. Okay, so now we're just gonna do some completely random hands. The point here is primarily just to make sure that the for hires, like, we see enough of them. We might not be able to play the Typhoon engine, or at least not, you know, like this size of it, if we want to make the deck work, just because you need to see multiples in hand, but we'll see how it goes. See, this hand, I think this one works fine. We go Beat, yeah, normal Beat. What, your tribute, summon a different one. We can go Beat, summon out Sagita, and then we can tribute the Sagita. Oh, crap, that triggered Beat, which should have added. I just clicked past it. That's not a big deal because we're going to tribute Sagita anyways. Summon out Seal. That's going to trigger Beat. Beat allows us to add Rex, just because we... Oh no, we can summon out Rex Freight because we have Seal. We can go summon Rex Freight. Technically, we could also have summoned Donpa there. This is going to trigger Freight to add and Seal to add back the Sagita. I wonder if that's correct, because we might reborn her at some point anyways. Who knows, but we'll go Fandora, activate Fandora, use its effect. Well, we need something to discard, yeah, so we can just discard the Sagita, then bring her back. That works just fine. We're gonna add Rex Ride, and then we can pitch Sagita. We've used these guys' summon triggers already, so we can go 1, 2 for Keel. I'm sure it matters who I'm using, but I'm not sure what is correct. We'll set Furtive. Yeah, we'll set Furtive here. Then we can go Rex Ride, summon Self and Donpa. It's going to trigger... do we care about triggering Donpa? No, because that just pops a face up, which is not particularly valuable here. I don't know. Let's try and just make Donner and then just bridge through that. That triggers Donpa again. Don't care about that. We could use Rex now. I think it's very important we don't use Rex now. Trigger, summon back. Sagita. Sagita. Doesn't matter because we're going to link it off, and might as well go Seal. Oh, wait, that triggers Sagita. Oh, yeah, I guess we haven't triggered Sagita's burn yet, so we can do 2,000 for free. I mean, 2,000's not nothing. Then, yeah, it's just going to go Donpo for full go effect to summon from deck. We've got Rex Ride. I guess this is Raphael here. Just, he's big. He excavates, maybe finds us something else to summon. Excavates 2. Oh, it's other with different names except Raphael. Okay, only 2, but wait. And if you do add 1 to... Oh, we don't have to add the champion, or the for hire we hit. I misunderstood this card. I thought you excavated and then could add a for hire. You can just add any of them. So we can add Swen here and then just go crazy from this point. And this is already a wholly respectable end board. I think if I... Yeah, because we can use Keel. Keel can summon back the... Where's his name? Dompa, and then we can use Rex to summon back a different guy, or, you know, vice versa. It doesn't have to be in that order. And that'll trigger the Dompa pop. We draw 3 off full go. All sorts of good stuff. Why can't... Oh, we can't summon because we used Keel. Good to know. But, you know, set the MST. We've got Furtive Techniques as a board wipe. We've got a pop that draws us 3 cards. We've got probably a Monster Negate at some point. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's just do rapid fire round. This is kind of what I was afraid of. We just didn't see enough for higher names for this hand to work at all, but we do have Vision, which can kind of help fix that. Draw 2, discard the other Vision. It didn't help fix anything. I think I'm going to take out Mandate and Bararoon because I don't see us using those terribly often, and that just reduces the number of bricks. I don't know what we're going to play instead of Bararoon. Let's play a second SP. This puts us on only 1 trap, which decreases the chances of us bricking on traps. This hand works okay. We've got Rex Ride and Fandora. Fandora can find us something to summon alongside the Rex Ride, and then we're like good to go. But even better than that, we can go Vision, pitch MST probably. Yeah. And now we've got another guy. Okay, so that's cool. That works pretty well. Do just a couple more. This works fine just because Swen is a 1-card starter. We don't have a whole lot of those. The Radiant Typhoon Visions are coming in clutch recently. Pitch Megala. Keep the rookie here. This hand is Wunderbar. No complaints here. I mean, I guess I complained about the Sagita, but like it's fine. We play them to open them, and we have ways to get them out of hand or pitch them and then summon them. This hand works great. So yeah, maybe this is a fine number of monsters because we are seeing a good number of them, which is what we want. We want, I think, to always see at least 2 for higher monster names in our opener. Or like 1 Typhoon works okay as well. So yeah, no, I think we're doing a-okay here. So let's go do like a couple of bot games. If you watch my videos a decent amount, you've probably noticed that I do showcases against an Orcus bot on Omega. That is because Orcus bot is the strongest like NPC duelist that you can play against on Omega. So that's where I tend to test decks just to make sure they actually function. So let's go do that. Okay, so as is tradition, I chose specifically to go second against the Orcus bot, just to put a little bit of pressure up against the deck. Note that this bot is not going to be as good as an actual player will be, but it should give us a sense of, like, how can we break a board? How likely are we to just kill someone going second? Things like that, you know? Just how does the deck perform under pressure? We'll go Chant to add a monster, unfortunately, because we can use Swen for something else, then that's fine. They play Maxi, which puts us under extra pressure, which is perfectly okay by me. Now, we could Droplet hit the Galatea, but she's probably going to set a trap that won't be online this turn anyways, so we can just let that go. Yeah, so they have Crescendo for next turn. We have to add Eldum here. We don't want to Droplet for like minimal value in draw phase, so we're just hoping not to get Drolled. They used Maxi. It's unlikely they rip the cord on Droll immediately after that. So we should be pretty safe from that. Kind of annoying, but we're going to normal Swen and use its effect to go get an MST. They flip up Fogblade, which is a dodgeable card, so we're going to go ahead and Droplet here, sending off... I guess just the Swen is fine, and then we can hit the Bardiche. That lets us add Visions or just straight up a Typhoon. I'll just get the Typhoon because we want to get the other back row dealt with ASAP. And now that we have a Typhoon in grave, we can special summon out the Eldum. Summon the Eldum, Eldum effect, add. We could go for another MST, turn off the Babble. I don't tend to pop the Babble because they don't respond to it like an actual player would, and again, that just like makes the game trivial. So I tend to leave that on so that they can actually disrupt us. So we'll summon out the Megala. Let's go... Oh, we haven't done anything that's locked us yet. So we could just go Zeus. Sure, why not? Go Fortune Tune, battle, Fortune Tune, swing at Bardiche, I guess. Detach to not get destroyed. Go to main 2. What do they have in here? So they can summon back Dingirsu if I try to go into Downerd here. Technically, I guess they could actually do that now, but if they're not, like, I don't want to risk them trying to do it on Downerd summon, so I'm just going to go straight into Zeus. It's only a 2-mat Zeus, but that gets the job done. Okay, they summon out Bardiche, and then we can go Rex Ride, summon a couple of guys. That triggers... Oh, they draw off the Maxi, so we can draw off Rex Ride. And then we can summon this guy off of Helmer, which is going to draw them a card, which is going to trigger Rex Ride to draw us. God, this card is insane. And then burn for 6. Then we can go heal, doing everything in our power to keep Rex Ride on board. Set furtive is fine. Actually, are you activate once per turn? No, it's effect once per turn. That's actually really good. So we can still use Fandor even though we activated one earlier and it was stopped. Oh no, they stopped us on the Rhoda effect. Okay, that's annoying, but fine. Then we can go 1 and 2 for Donner, which draws us a card. We just have Shared Ride. Just straight up have Shared Ride. I don't really want to pop their card, but I'll tribute her. Okay, that's annoying. Okay, well that's fine. Obviously Maxi is not going to happen in the majority of cases. It's really neat that we have an out to Maxi, kind of. We like have a Shared Ride built in, which is funny. That's good into Mulch Armies in the current format. Oh my god, that's so good into the Mulch Armies. I love that. And then let's do another one and try. Yeah, okay. Hand is fine. Like Visions, draw 2, pitch a card. We've got Swen as a 1-card starter. Megala's already in hand, so we can use that as extension. We don't love seeing Wiz or Furtive in our opener, but that's like okay. It entirely depends on what we draw. Like we can just pitch the Wiz. Does Furtive have a graveyard effect? It does. So we could actually pitch Furtive just for like a discard of some kind, not off of the Visions, of course, and then like use its own effect to add it back, which is pretty tight. Oh, they opened the Crescendo here. That's Fine. So we could go Whirlwind here, but that locks us out of the 2 Radiant Typhoons we already have in hand. Is that worth it? I don't know. Let's see if it's worth it. I want to see. So we're going to go Whirlwind. And we can summon Rex. What is the requirement on this? Level 4 or lower. They don't want us getting other Rex automatically. That makes sense. And I just realized that it's important that it says, and then you can special summon another monster of that kind. So we can go Beat first, and then Beat is already on field when we summon out... Wait, what? Then you can special summon 1 monster for hire from your deck. Oh, okay. So it's not another such for this one. So we can get Rex Ride here. And they're going to draw 2, but that's also going to search and draw for us. Okay, they stopped the Rex Ride, which is good on them. We'll add Rex Freight, and then we can go to main phase. We can special summon out Freight, so we still have our normal summon. Freight's going to trigger. Well, if we're going to go into Keel... we're going to try and kill this turn using Fandora's attack boost. We're going to go into Keel to get to Fandora, so I can add Rookie here. Then we can go Rookie, Tribute the Rex that's not going to be able to do anything anyways, to go get Seal. Seal could summon from hand, but I'm not going to do that immediately. We'll go Keel now. That's going to go Keel to set, and Seal to add from grave back to hand. Oh, we haven't used Rex's summon from hand effect. Okay, so then we'll chain, because they ghost spelled, we'll chain just to add the Rex. Oh no, we can just summon him back out. And now we're gaining value off of the Max C again. Set this. Rex trigger, draw a free card. Activate Fandora. Oh, they're bringing back Din. Do we have anything we can do about them bringing back Din? Not particularly. They are... What are they choosing to do? They're attaching a material for the destruction protection, and then Bardiche is targeting... Who's Bardiche targeting? Rex. That's not a big deal because we have Mayhem, so we can just bring the Rex back again anyways. Oh, and because something was destroyed, Fandora triggers so we can summon from deck. So we can summon... We don't, at this point, really need the targeting protection. I think at this point we want to just like start clearing the board, so I'm going to get Donpa here. And then I'm going to bring back Rex again, because I think he's very incredibly important to this particular board state. He draws a card, and then Donpa can pop. We can't actually pop because the Din's on board, but that's okay, we can get around to it. I want Babel gone, I think, the most, so they don't try anything tricksy at this point. We'll go Donpa effect to summon Philo. That's going to trigger Rex to draw a card, because they drew a card. We can use a couple of guys to go into Donner. I'm going to go Philo, special summon out Raphael, I suppose? Which is going to trigger Raphael and Rex and Philo. Oh, Philo can special summon. Okay, so Philo to special summon. Comes in defense, but that's okay because we can just use it as material to pop off of Donner. And then we can excavate, and then we can add, or draw a card. That's fine, you can ash that one here. Don't mind that in the slightest. We have used Rookie... Oh, I can go MST pop the Babel now. That's really useful. Rex draws a card again. Then we can go MST pop the Babel. We've got some huge guys. We can go Donner, target the Beat because it's in defense, and the Din because it has the highest attack. Then we can special out Wiz, and at this point we have a spell trap negate and a monster negate on board, and we can use both of those in addition to just attacking. So since we haven't normaled, I'm actually going to tribute Rex for Rex just to have more damage on board, and we can go to battle. And then this is lethal in every conceivable way. Through Max C and a number of disruptions, we can negate that. Screw you. Pitch this because it comes back anyways if it gets to main phase 2. Yeah, okay. Okay. The thing is, the funny thing about this match is I was much more impressed by the for hire synergies themselves than the Typhoon package. Alright, let's go back to the deck list to close it up. And we're back with closing thoughts on for hire. So we're going to end this here. I'm not going to do an actual versus a person match. I don't want to make you guys sit through that. And this is already going to be a long video for just doing a single video. So let me know in the comments, is for people who actually play for hire, and I might do research after this, do you just play pure? Like, is there any engine you mix into this? Because I think the Typhoons are doing okay. I don't mind the Typhoons, but really, I would also have not minded just drawing more Whirlwinds, drawing more Mayhems, having more names to summon out. So, is it better pure? It might be, even though I think the Typhoons are fine. Like, maybe you still play Visions just because if you're playing 3 for hire, rookies, 3 Whirlwinds, and 1 Mayhem, that's just like, that's stuff to pitch. The droplets I think are good if you're trying to like go second a little bit better. Though, if you're drawing 7.5 million cards, then hand traps aren't a bad place to be either. I actually kind of love that Rex is just a shared ride in a format where everything is starting with 6 Mulch armies. But otherwise, yeah, no, it's a pretty fun deck. I don't think I love it as much as Shadow, but I definitely don't hate it as much as Assault Mode, if we're comparing the Decksplorations I have thus far done. I'm really excited for Shadow. I think if someone passed me a for hire deck, I would have a good time, but I'm not sure I would go out of my way to build it. That said, okay, I want to preface it. I was going to say, if you're looking to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! Or into paper, this is a good deck, but it's not because it's a relatively complicated deck, but it is cheap. So if you have played a lot of Master Duel and you know what you're doing, but maybe you're looking into a paper deck, then maybe think about getting this guy. But it's really cheap, but it's also very hard to play, I think. So, I don't know. It's fun. It's fun enough. I had no problem with it. I could play this more. But that'll be it for this time, guys. I hope you liked it. Let me know what engine you play for hire with, and I hope to see you next time. Well, bye.